So many different great things. Where is he? Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Once outspoken critics of Donald Trump, Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson have now become some of his most vocal supporters, with a surprising shift in the political landscape. Back in 2017, Elon famously walked away from Trump's advisory council in protest of the administration's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord, signaling a sharp ideological divide at the time.
They're threatening to leave those advisory councils that he sits on, and by our count, he sits on at least 3 of the councils created by the Trump White House: the Manufacturing Council, the Strategic and Policy Forum, and the Infrastructure Council. And as I say, he's been a high-profile visitor.
Peterson was critical of Trump's harsh rhetoric, especially his use of insults and strong language, which he thought could hurt civil discussions and increase division. In a March 2018 interview on the Rubin Report, Peterson said that attacking Trump directly could also turn people against his supporters, making the divide even worse.
There are all these people that are showing up to your events. They're going, wow, what a reprieve from the madness. The antidote to chaos.
Well, I mean, I haven't been able to do that politically, I wouldn't say. I mean, what I've been suggesting to people is that as intolerable as they find their lives for reasons...
Today, things have changed. Elon Musk, once a supporter of free speech and more progressive views, now seems to share many of Donald Trump's anti-establishment ideas. He has become more outspoken against progressive policies, and this puts him closer to Trump's viewpoint. Similarly, Jordan Peterson, who also had disagreements with Trump in the past, now says that Trump deserves a Nobel Prize.
I saw that this remarkable peace process had taken place, and I could not understand for the life of me why it wasn't trumpeted on the front page of every newspaper across the world. And I also think that Trump's team should have got a Nobel Peace Prize for it. I cannot see how you could possibly make a counter-argument to that for all of Trump's flaws and for his administration's flaws. This was a major accomplishment.
In July 2024, they both appeared in a podcast covering their views on artificial intelligence, humanity's future, and societal challenges. To the audience's amazement, this podcast ended up judging Donald Trump as president. Both of them were found speaking highly of Trump. Their conversation regarding Trump started on the question raised by Jordan Peterson.
What do you think of Trump?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to, I don't sort of subscribe to cults of personality.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really just, we've got a choice of administrations, and we have to pick one.
Yeah.
I think both, there are flaws on both sides.
What do you think his flaws are? And he's a complicated person, and I've been trying to suss him out and figure him out, because some of the things that look like flaws might be advantages in disguise. Like, he seems to me to be pretty good at standing up to psychopathic bullies, for example.
Sure.
And that's kind of a useful skill, and it's not easy. You have to be a bit of a monster to manage that. And it isn't obvious to me how many of the even the divisive idiosyncrasies of Trump are the mirror image of his capacity to stand up to bullies. Right? That's a tough call.
One area where both Musk and Peterson found common ground with Trump was the Abraham Accords, a historic agreement signed in 2020 between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, and later with Bahrain. Now, previously, Elon hasn't made sweeping public declarations on the Israeli-Arab issue. His increased support for Trump suggests a shift in how he views relations between these two countries. The Abraham Accords, which Trump brokered, are something Elon has expressed admiration for, while Peterson even called it a miracle.
Well, Trump was pretty good at not having wars.
Yes.
Yeah, which is actually quite a big thing. Like, it's really a big thing. And what he did with the Abraham Accords, that was a miracle, I think.
Right. No, absolutely.
He should have got the Nobel Prize for that.
I think there's something to be said that America needs a strong leader, and where you have the perception of strength. Now, you have to admire that Trump, after getting shot with blood streaming down his face, it could have been a second shooter, who knows? Nonetheless, was fist pumping, fight.
Yep.
After being shot.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is not.
He's an ornery bastard. And he's funny too.
Yes, and he's brave.
This major shift in Elon Musk's political views became clear when he bought Twitter. If you guys remember, on January 8th, 2021, After the January 6th Capitol riots, Twitter decided to permanently suspend Donald Trump's account. The reason given was the risk of further violence being encouraged by his posts. This had a huge impact on Trump, but everything changed when Elon Musk completed his purchase of Twitter on October 27, 2022, after months of legal and financial negotiations. Since then, Elon has implemented significant policy changes, including reinstating previously banned accounts, such as Donald Trump's. On November 19, 2022, Elon Musk reinstated Trump's account after conducting a Twitter poll. Elon's decision was part of his broader policy to reduce permanent suspensions, emphasizing free speech. When talking about Donald Trump, a Republican leader, it's nearly impossible to ignore the way he consistently challenges the opposite party. In fact, Jordan Peterson compared the Republican Party to the Democratic Party, expressing the belief that the Republicans are, in many ways, a better choice.
They've told me that.
Right.
It's not a secret.
Yeah.
But that's never happened on the Republican side. I found it much easier because I've talked to a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans. And I found it much, much easier to talk to the Republicans. And that is somewhat of a shock. I wouldn't have necessarily expected that.
Elon Musk has never been shy about sharing his thoughts on Joe Biden. He referred to the president as "poor Biden" and pointed out how he struggles with even simple tasks like walking up the stairs. Elon raised concerns about Biden's physical abilities during a rally in Pennsylvania, suggesting that these struggles might affect his capacity to handle the demanding role of the presidency. As the elections drew closer, Elon Musk added another poll on Twitter, asking people who they were voting for, and the results were quite telling. However, if you think Elon conducted this poll just for the sake of societal engagement, consider this. A CNBC report suggests that Elon Musk has become $70 billion richer since Trump's victory, a truly shocking increase in wealth. This raises questions about how much the elections and its aftermath have benefited Elon financially, especially considering his increased involvement in political discourse. Another event that contributed a lot to Trump's campaign for elections was his interview with Joe Rogan, one of the biggest podcasters in America. This podcast made news headlines as Trump got a chance to reach out to the audience of approximately 30 million people. And the borax on gold is, many of the listeners were either dedicated supporters or undecided voters under the age of 34. They loved to get acquainted with Trump's ideas in a conversational and unfiltered format. Trump discussed economy, immigration, and cultural issues in a conversational style which was easy for Trump and satisfactory for the listeners. Now, as you may know, Joe Rogan was critical of Donald Trump. He even refused the opportunities of hosting Trump, but in only 2 years he turned out to be his supporter, just like Elon and Jordan. So, what do you think? Was Elon and Jordan's admiration of Trump worth it? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.